Hello there everybody, my name is Baer, and this is Tharsis. It's a new turn-based strategy game by Choice Productions set in space. I've been waiting to do that. Put a few hours into it myself already. I've only managed to win once. It's an extremely difficult game. And I don't know how much of that I want to spoil just yet. I feel like maybe just I want to jump into the tutorial with my default crew here and just let you guys experience it from the get-go like I did. So let's go ahead and do it that way. We'll jump right into the tutorial here for Tharsis. Welcome, this briefing will give you an idea of how to command the crew and utilize functions on the Iktomi. The journey is about halfway over, but it is still useful to have a refresher course. Your ultimate goal! Reach Mars. The Iktomi has a staff of 6, however the rest of the crew are busy right now. The ship itself consists of 8 modules, each with its own use. So you've got bop, 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 bop. Right there. The integrity of your ship, the red marks indicate the amount of damage the events will do. You see those little rectangles that correspond actually to these little blips over here you see in the triangles. This shows how many dice a crew member rolls on their turn. Their available dice decrease by 1 each time that crew member is used. You see that right there. This is all going to make a lot more sense in a little bit here. This is just giving you kind of a brief overview of the elements of the UI that you're going to be paying the most attention to as the game goes on. Reducing the repair value to 0 will remove the event. The event is this little triangle here represented by the end of turn damage as well as the hazards, the repairs needed, and the brief description of what's actually going on inside this module. Select a crew member first and then click directly on a module. Choose deploy to confirm the movement. Everyone else is busy at the moment, so we're going to send this guy right over here. We're going to click him first, we're going to click over here, and then we're going to click deploy, and we're going to zoom in right there, and that is such a cool little effect. I love this. All the sounds, all the aesthetic and the sound design is very satisfying, first of all. Really, really pleased with that so far in this game. This is where you specifically direct the crew and get work done. Dice can be used to help the ship and crew. Dice can be rolled again, but re-rolls are limited. So you can see, this is the main interface that we deal with for the majority of the game. And I'm pretty sure it's going to give you a brief overview of all of these things, but let me give you the rundown here anyway. So after I click this roll button, we're going to get a bunch of dice, and it's going to give us some options of what to do with these. A lot of these little sections here on the UI, they are dedicated to specific parts of this module. Oh, I guess it's just going to re-roll it for me. Okay, that's fine. They're dedicated to specific parts of the module, and they are only accessible when you roll certain die. Usually it's 5+, or it's something like 3 of a kind or 2 of a kind or something like that. You'll see more of them as we go on. But it's mostly showing us the hazards of rolling that we can see right here. So luckily we only have 1 right now, which is the stasis on the number 3. These represent dangers to the crew if any dice match the indicated numbers. Injury will actually injure your crew member rolling the dice. Stasis will only lock the dice in the position they are right now, which is definitely the worst of the 3. Or sorry, the best of the 3. The least impactful of the 3, I should say. And the void just completely gets rid of the die, so that one's pretty bad too. Assists are used, however, to automatically prevent these hazards from happening. You may have seen that we drained a couple of them by way of the game force re-rolling to get a couple of stasis die. Your ship replenishes 1 each turn, however, so you always have 1 assist at the beginning of each turn. Hopefully this isn't too much information coming at you at once right now. I recognize that it is a little confusing at first, but I promise it'll make sense as we go. So the repair countdown, as you can see here, events are completed when the repair value is reduced to 0, thus preventing harm to the ship or crew. So when we when we roll the dice, we have the option of contributing these numbers to this number up here in order to reduce that and complete the event. Place the die into this slot, however, to activate the activate the crew member's effect immediately. Dice must follow the rules indicated to be used. So as I told you, the requirement for this one is 1 or higher, which obviously is just going to be for the tutorial. But again, normally we'll have slightly higher requirements for those. All modules have different capabilities that keep the ship running in good condition. Place the dice here that match the requirements. Each slot indicates how much of that ability you gain. So we'll go bam, and now we get a whole bunch of food. This actually gives us 4 food, which is totally absurd. Again, tutorialized. But these little blips here indicate how much of this resource we can expect to gain by way of meeting this requirement. And now we've got the last part that is probably one of the most important parts that I actually completely ignored the first time I played this and as a result got completely screwed over. Research. Each die placed here gains a research point to spend on projects. Don't look at these as individual values, however. Look at these as just placeholders for die to go into. So we're going to throw this here, and that's simply just a slot for the number 3 and does not mean we're putting 3 points into research. That was some confusion I had when I looked at it the first time. When you are done working, press the button to return to the ship view. When all crew are used, the game advances to the next turn. So there we go. However, then things take a turn.
We have prepared for any disaster. For every disaster. Not all of them at once. We can't turn back, but how can we go on?
And that's how it starts. And now this is Tharsis. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, but now we're fucked. A cluster of micrometeoroids have crippled the Iktomi and killed 2 crew. J. Cross has been ejected into space, and Mapia Musgrave suffered a fatal injury. Your new goal is to survive. 10 weeks to Mars. New events popping up all over the ship. We've got our 4 actual crew members here ready to go now. Starting off on the left, we've got Jean, the captain. Has a couple of die to start off with. I believe these numbers are randomized. Their health that you can see on the right side, their amount of dice down below, their stress on the left, which I don't believe we've actually been introduced to that factor yet, but I'm sure we will pretty soon here. I think those are all randomized at the start of every run, so it's not like you can go into here expecting to have certain things from certain players. But here's where we need to start considering and making important decisions. So, first of all, we look at the events that we have going on the ship right now, and we decide which one of these is going to be the most meaningful and have the worst result on our crew. And I think right now I can maybe afford to lose health on all of my crew members in favor of keeping the dice. The dice are a very important resource, so I'm going to go ahead and start off this one by moving my mechanic maybe into... Well, what's this going to be? This is going to be the laboratory. So you can see all of the different modules here again. We started with 8, now we have 7. You know, because one of them blew up, and that was the pantry with all of our food in it, so hooray! Laboratory, medical bay, maintenance, life support, operations, greenhouse, and flight control. When you move your characters into these individual modules, you have the ability to use the modules... Well, I guess it's the module's ability, right? So when you go in here, so I think I am going to go ahead and commit the mechanic to here just to sort of describe what's going on again. You have the ability to use this module's specific skills. So in order to do that, as I mentioned, you need at least a 5 to put into this section. So we only have 1 die to roll this time, unfortunately, for the mechanic. So we're really hoping to get a higher number so we can either improve the ship's health, which is marked up right here, get ourselves a few more assists, which are not necessarily the most useful thing, but would probably still be nice. And we did get a 5. Okay, so we do have some options to choose from here. As I mentioned, we can do either of those 2 things, or we can just contribute 5 points to the repair, which is pretty good, but not necessarily the best thing to do. I think maybe even just getting the ship health might be nice here. It's sort of good to just bank up on resources that you don't want to necessarily worry about in the next couple of rounds, and that way it gives you the ability to focus elsewhere for a little while. But I think instead I'm just going to go ahead and contribute that to the repair, because the assists aren't necessarily that good right now. I don't really even want assists at the moment, to be honest, because I'm okay with these stasis things happening. I'd rather bank the assists in case we have some injury or some void dice start to show up. So now we got another interesting decision to make, who we send second. And the reason it's important to consider who you're sending in what order is because a couple of these guys actually have special abilities, like the mechanics, for example, that allowed him to bolster the ship's health, that give bonuses to all the other crew members inside that same module. So you usually want to consider moving the people that don't have those skills first, and then you can move the other ones into the same modules, ideally, in order to give them the bonuses and the benefits that you would normally only reap for the person within the module themselves. So I need to consider that. I think I need to go to the meteoroid strike, though, and send all 3 of these guys in there at the same time. Unfortunately, that would mean that I am sort of conceding the -1 dice all, which I didn't really want to do, so maybe I could go up there, actually. If I just send the specialist up, and then I could go Dr. Captain into the meteoroid strike, and that's not necessarily that bad. Let's play it safe here. Let's keep our dice intact. Oh, I'm going to need better rolls than that. So I'm hoping to roll a 5, basically, is what I'm looking for here to be able to fend this thing off. And that's just going to be enough. Okay, that'll do the job. Well done. So that completes the event. That eliminates the risk. And now these two are simply in this module, done with their turns. Unfortunately, they both only have 1 die for the next round. But we'll see how we can fix that in the in-between phases. Now I want to send the Doctor in first because the Captain's ability to give +1 die to crew and module is obviously going to be a lot more beneficial than the Doctor's ability to give us health considering our current status on both of those things. So let's go this way. And let's have the Doctor roll first. Not terrible. We get an assist on the 1, unfortunately, so the stasis activated on that danger and the assist is now gone. So again, really not where I'm looking for assists to be triggered, but not necessarily the worst thing. We're going to contribute this 6 to the repair. I think we're really just looking for high numbers to contribute to the repair total this time around. Although I could certainly consider giving myself 1 health, but I think the 5 here is more worth it. Now here's an interesting option to consider as well. When you put dice in here, let's just go ahead and do it just to sort of show you guys as an example. When you do this, this only stays around for the week that you put it in here. So if I were to do this and then leave it there, that unfortunately isn't actually gaining me anything. This module requires that you put in dice that are the same value. So this has to be a 3 in here in order to earn the reward, which as you can see is 1 food. Which is actually quite useful. It doesn't sound like much, but it is pretty good. And you can put another 3 in there to gain 1 more food. So what I'm looking to do now is put Jean in here in the, this is going to be the greenhouse. We're going to put Jean in here. We're going to be looking, obviously, for higher numbers no matter what. But we could also benefit from getting a 3. So let's see what we get. There's the 6. Okay, so that's pretty good. I almost want to put this here just to give us a little bit of a bonus going into the next week. This gives us 2 dice for the price of 1 6, which is pretty damn good. So I think I'm going to consider that. Let's go ahead and do it there. And then we're definitely looking for a higher number here, but a 3 would be awesome as well. And that almost was it, but the 6 will do. 6 is quite nice. So I feel good doing this now because we did end up getting 2 6s after all. Gave ourselves some dice, contributed heavily to the repair, and unfortunately we have to leave this be, but sometimes it's just what happens. I was taking a little risk there and putting that there, not knowing that I was going to get a couple of extra dice to put it in, but sadly, that's just how it goes sometimes. Would have definitely been better off putting that into the research projects for next time. So at the end of each week, that stuff all happens, and I'll let you guys watch the cutscene here too.
But if I can't lead them, we're all dead. I need to get it together.
You get those little cutscenes between weeks, which is nice. They're actually dynamic cutscenes too, so they adjust depending on how well you're doing, which is pretty neat. Now, choices. Choose a side project to perform, but be aware it may have negative consequences. The severity of the choices are influenced by the stress of the crew, so keep them mentally healthy. So as I mentioned, the stress is this meter over here that is actually going quite a bit higher now, unfortunately. And these 2 options are not good at all. These are like a couple of the worst options we can get, honestly. They're not really helping us out. We lose 2 dice if we choose this one, but we gain 20% stress and 2 assists if we choose this one. I think this is the lesser of 2 evils right now. No movement damage is nice. It is okay. It's good for when you have a lot of damage to the ship and a lot of rooms need to be repaired. Normally, if you have a room far away from another room that needs repair, and I believe the condition is if there's damage between you and the room you're trying to get to, then it damages your health accordingly. So that is nice to have when you have a lot of damage to the ship, but at the moment we're not really looking at anything that bad. We'll get a couple new events once the new week starts, but really we should be okay. Let's just go ahead and go with that. When the pantry was destroyed, we lost most of our packaged rations. Additional food can be produced in the greenhouse, but only in small batches. Carefully dole out the limited supplies to those in need. Each food gives us +3 dice, and the specialist is one that we definitely want to have the most dice on at any given time. Her special ability is to re-roll the dice one additional time, which doesn't sound amazing, but it does make a pretty big difference. And that'll probably do. Alright. Not terrible. And speaking of not terrible, yeah, that's actually not the worst thing in the world. So, let's have a quick look at what's going on here. We've got 3 assists this week, which is nice, especially considering we've got injury and void dice down here that we definitely want to avoid. Let's start off Where do we want to start off here? I think we'll go with the mechanic. We have to be weary of this because the injury dice will kill you. That's what sucks. We gotta be worried about that because people can literally die if they roll 5s going into this room. So even with the assists right now, we are in serious danger of taking a bunch of damage. So we're really looking to repair this as quickly as we possibly can. Let's go for some big numbers here. 6s and 5s. We got a couple of assists there to avoid serious injury. And this actually is enough to repair this, but sadly that would require using a 1. I would love to decrease his stress. I'd love to use both of these 6s to activate both of these abilities, and then maybe even just send the specialist in here to reduce her own stress later on. But I could also, here's another option, I could contribute all 3 of these to the repair, re-roll this, and if I get a 5 or 6, I can consider using that over here. But then again, I could just complete this right now. I don't lose out on that much from not healing the ship at the moment. But if I don't... Oh, man. It's such a good roll. I can't not do it. It's just... It's so cute. It's so cute that it just all went to 17. That's so nice. Alright, so that worked out pretty well. It's always good to be able to just commit one person to fixing a problem and then you're like, done. That's taken care of. No more issues. Really, our stress levels, though, are pretty damn high. The higher your stress, the worse your choices are after each week. That's what's important to know. These two are already in here. You know, it might be a decent idea to just try... There's the movement damage I was talking about. She's actually going to die if we send her in there, so we can't do that, unfortunately. But we could send her in here. And that way... Tell you what, we're going to do this. And I'm going to try really hard, actually, to get the specialist to generate us some food. The reason I want to do that is we have the captain in here already, and Jean can activate his ability? Her ability? I don't know, actually. The captain can generate their ability to generate more dice for the crew before Kayla leaves to go to the other room. So that seems pretty good. We could also just repair this right away with these and then roll for harvest food a couple more times with the remaining 2 die, which does the job, and I'm pretty happy about that. But also... important to note, the captain is going to roll here if that's the strategy I want to employ. Interesting. I think I'm going to go this route, and I think I'm going to try to roll for doubles here, and we'll see what happens. Nice! Wow, okay, that was convenient. That makes my decision a lot easier. Wonderful. So now... I could still roll the captain here, but maybe it's not the best play. Maybe I want to do the Doctor-Captain combo over the antenna fail now, and then we could have a completely cleared out ship. Get rid of all the events, at least. It's maybe the better idea. I love it when the dice roll on top of each other, too. That's just the best. I don't want to give health. Movement damage doesn't really matter this turn, so you can go into flight control and prevent movement damage as well, although it's usually just not worth it, in my opinion. Let's contribute this, and then hopefully just roll a 6. That's awesome. But we are sending the captain in here, so tell you what, maybe I should consider going for the +1 health. Although I could also, you know what, let's keep the captain where he is. Yeah? Maybe we should. I kind of like that. And then we got 1 for research projects. This is all done now. We can just use the captain to hopefully generate more food. Or we could send the captain into life support and have him generate dice for himself, but I think the food would be better. All we have to do is roll 1 4. We have 2 dice to roll. If we roll a 4, we get food. If we roll a 5 or better, then we get our ability, so that's good too. And we did. Unfortunately, we rolled the one that we can't put in here, but we can re-roll this to get a new research project, so we should definitely do that. Let's go for this. More dice is always good, and we'll re-roll. Looking for a 1, 3, 4, not a 2. Definitely not a 2. If anything, we were hoping that a 2 wouldn't show up again, but boy howdy! It sure did. That's a bummer. Oh well. Skip damage that week.
Fear get the better of me, but the others have proven me wrong. I'm proud of how the crew has come together. I think we might actually have a chance.
Optimism. That's nice. Couple of options here. Minus 30% stress for all crew, but minus 1 ship. That sounds really good, but our ship is kind of not in great shape at the moment. Other option is +1 food, -2 dice for us. It's important to note as well that if we don't choose this, they'll get plus 10% stress anyway, so it's really not even that good. This is a net gain of 1 dice. No, actually, it's terrible. Why would they... No, this is bad. This is a net loss of 1 die. That's dumb. Why would I do that? No, this is the obvious choice. That's ridiculous. Alright, we're gonna give the captain, I believe, this food. It's probably for the best. Our health is looking really dangerous, though, so that's something that's worrying me now. New events. Oh, that's bad. Wow. Ooh, jeez. Okay. That's pretty rough. Oh, the whole breach. With 3 stasis dice. Oof. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. What are we gonna do? Jeez. Her health, she can't even get in there. She can't even get to the ICU. That's bad. Oh, medical bays. Having some problems. So, I think we actually start with the captain this time. If we start with the captain inside the greenhouse, what can we do? Looking to get more food. Get more dice. I'm using the incorrect plurals. Mostly looking to repair this, of course. Let's go ahead and go for it now. Looking for doubles, too, so we can just re-roll some stuff. This gives us food right now. We can repair, and then we can re-roll for another 5. That's not bad. The 4s are meaningless to me. Although, we could also do bam, 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 then we could get 2 dice left over to re-roll. Maybe get doubles, maybe just contribute them to research projects. That might be good. The food's probably more worthwhile, though. I think any doubles I roll, I should just go ahead and commit those to there right now. And then we'll repair. Hopefully we get a 5. If not, then we got research projects, probably. Nice. There we go. Okay, got it. Excellent. That is a very good turn. That completes the event. That gives us 1 food, and that gives us +1 die to each crew member in the module. That's a really good turn right there. Now we've got the specialist. Her health is still an issue, but she can finally reach this place, which is really nice. And I definitely want to send her here. Here's why. This particular feature. Restore the active crew member's health to full. That is huge for the specialist. And luckily we don't have any injury rolls that we could be susceptible to here. She's got a bunch of rerolls as well, so this should be good. Stasis is fine. It's not really that big of a deal. We absolutely want to do this first, and then we can just contribute all this to the repair. Yeah. No problem. Got it. Could have re-rolled, but, you know, it doesn't really make a huge difference. I might have been able to get more research project points, actually, so that probably wouldn't have been a good idea, but whatever! It's okay. So, this is the problem here, though. If we, if we don't repair the ship, we die. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna start with the doctor, maybe. Luckily, repairing damage to the ship is actually considerably easier a lot of the time than addressing hull breaches, for example. So we might be okay. Doubles would be nice. A 9 is okay to honestly just contribute to the repair, but I could also re-roll for hopes of doubles again. If I get doubles, I repair the ship by 2 points. So that almost just negates the damage we'd be taking. Of course, we'd love to get rid of it, but we could also use this if we contribute all the dice to research projects at some point. We could use this in order to get rid of it entirely, but maybe just the higher rolls are better to utilize, and we should play it a little safer. I sort of want to go that route, and then we're gonna kind of rely on Pakal here to save the day. He's got 3 dice. I think we can make this work. We only need... Here's the thing. It's sort of a huge risk that I'm relying on Pakal to do this, but we've got a pretty good shot of it happening. All we need is doubles or a 5 or higher in 2 rolls out of 3 dice. That's a pretty good shot, in my opinion. And there it is. See, we got it. We're good. That's a pretty high roll, too. That's nice. So, sadly, we can't actually repair this entirely. I think I might be better off just doing... Oh man, I really wish that was a double 4 instead of a double 6. That would have been nice. That would have been really nice. I gotta do that, right? Or no, I don't. Man, this is a tough call. 2 points versus 1 point, right? But the counter to that is I contribute 10 points to this repair after adding +1 to the ship. +2 health, 4 points to the repair, or a reroll and then I get something lower, or I get a 5 and then I get 1 more health. Or +1, 10 points to the repair, or... No, that's about it. I'm gonna... Is this right? It must be. No. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do this and hope that 1 point gets us through next week, basically.
I've checked our food stores, and it looks grim. We lost more than half our supplies with the module. If we don't find some creative solutions, we'll starve before we ever reach Mars.
Okay. Oh, boy. +1 food, -1 dice for us. Prevent stasis, -1 dice for all crew. That is awful. We have to do this. And then we're gonna have to give... Oh, here's the little other fun thing about this game. With the limited supplies aboard, it is unclear if we can maintain our strength for the long trip to Mars. There is another option. The body of Mabia is still in the medical bay and has been well preserved. What is more important, the mission or our humanity? At the moment, the mission, to be honest. We got a lot of food, man. We're fine. Don't freak out, guys. You don't have to eat Mapia yet. Chill out. Oh, god damn. Wow, okay. Oh, boy. -1 health, luckily, is not that bad. But we do want to fix that. And she's got a bunch of health, so let's maybe start off with this. But the damage to the ship is worse. That's the higher priority. Let's go here first. Mechanic is good. He's got 5 dice, which is awesome. But unfortunately, Stasis is going to probably kill us this round. Let's have a look. There's a 6. A couple 3s, so we can put those in the ship repair, actually, right away. And, oh my god, this is a perfect roll. Oh, this is beautiful. Just beautiful. Although, better play here, I think, is to roll just in case we can get +1 health for the ship. Or we can get a 3 here and just get 1 health that way. And then we can roll the doctor in here as well. And hopefully get a better result. That's a 2, though, so whatever. That'll work. Done. Okay. Awesome. Healed the ship a little bit. Solved the event. No problem. Let's go to... Not gonna be able to go there. Let's see. Captain. And the MDM recovery. Maybe... Oh, the thing I'm worried about this is the fact that we have 2 injury dice. 1/3 chance of taking 1 hit of damage, and that could easily kill someone. I think we gotta send Allison in there. I think we have to do it. I'd rather her lose 1 health and be the one who's got the best chance at actually fixing this. We do not want 2s and 3s. There's 1, but... Good news. This is done. And I dare not roll it again, honestly, because we could chance another injury that way, and that would just be terrible. So that's taken care of. Jeez. That went really well. Fantastic. Okay, now, I think we just go Dr. Captain into the O2 filter, right? That seems pretty good. Oh, boy. Oh, my God, she died! Oh, ha, ha, ha. Well, that'll happen sometimes. All right. Well, we are... we are playing now at a serious disadvantage. This is pretty awful. Oh boy, okay, we'll tell you what. We can repair this, but then we would not regain dice. I think I want to do this. Let's go, bam. Then a 5. If I put a 3 in here, then we only need 2. We need a 2 or higher. A 2 is going to injure me, but that's not really that bad. Or I could re-roll to get a 5, which is probably likelier. Nice. Okay. Oh, well, I forgot about that too. Okay. Good thing. Oh, boy. Big risks, but we got it. We're fixed. We're set. No damage this week. That'll do.
A transmission arrived. Not from Earth, but from Mars. From Tharsis. An impossible signal from an impossible source. Is this what we're searching for? Who's transmitting this signal? Was there another mission to Mars? One sent before ours? Or is the message coming from someone else?
Mysterious. Everyone better chip in to make some more food or we're gonna starve! This is pretty much nothing. +1 food equals +3 dice. -1 dice for all crew equals -3 dice. That is silly. This is better. But they get stressed if we don't choose this one. Huh. I think this is okay, actually. You know what? I'm gonna make this work just because I can do this. And then we look like we're pretty much okay. I could also be a cannibal, which it might be time to be, considering the desperation of our situation. Somebody died. So I think it's about time we do this. Every time you eat the human flesh of your fallen comrades, you lose a max health point, because that's the sort of moral ambiguity that we have to deal with these days. 6 weeks to Mars. Structure ignition results in 2 injury dice. 20 repairs needed. Pakal, you are gonna fix this system failure by yourself, with no assistance with your nasty, meaty cannibal dice. Well, that sucks. However, there's a bright side to this. And it's that there's not really any. I'd love to be able to put all 3 of these into system repair, but that's not going to happen until we repair the system. So that was just a shitty roll. Let's see if we get a higher number, and then maybe we can fix this. That's close. That's actually this. Yeah, that does the job, actually. There we go. Nice! Full system repairs. That's pretty good. That was nice. That was convenient. Ship's looking better. Okay. It's still possible that we win this. It's just so unlikely. I'm concerned. I'd love for her to clear this out by herself. Let's get 20, and then let's send the captain in to make some more food. I'd love that. 654 is pretty good. She took an injury, which is okay. 654, I think I just gotta contribute all these to that. And then I really, really hope she doesn't roll double snake eyes here. You know, double snake eyes. That's what they call it. Okay. This is pretty good. I'm just gonna use this to regain the dice, because why not? Can't put it in the research projects. We're completely ignoring this all the way through here, unfortunately. Let's go bam. Try to make some food happen. Wow! Oh my god, we nearly just got triple 6s. That would have been amazing. So, I'd love to use one of these to get +1 dice for the captain. +1 die for the captain, but we do have doubles already, so it's sort of silly not to at least put those in there right now. And, oh yes, thank God! That is beautiful. That is awesome. That is the perfect result. Okay. We got 2 food out of that.
That suit. It's designed for the Ectomi. Nobody has them but us. So who are they? And where did they get them?
Sounds an awful lot like Martin Sheen, doesn't it? To me, at least. Work, work, work. Just need to keep working. That's like food for the ship. -1 health for all crew, and if he doesn't get this choice, he adds stress for everyone. Oh, boy. +2 health for all crew, -2 ship. He is stressed the fuck out. Probably because he was a cannibal. That would do it. Do we need health for the crew? Not necessarily. I think we can do this. And we've got a bunch of extra food. We don't need dice. We're good. We need to reduce our stress. Pretty significantly. Oh my god! Ah! Ick. Wow. Oh, okay. This is looking pretty bad. Alright. Let's have a look at the PTCS fire, I guess. Avoid injuries with your nasty cannibal dice. 5, 3, oh boy. We got the, oh, okay, so this is something I really don't like about this game. You can't choose where you use the assists, and they for some reason prioritize stasis. Or at least it seems like it prioritizes assisting on stasis, when I'd much rather just lose the one and not have a die be destroyed. That's so silly. That's just an artificial difficulty inflation, so that's something I really don't like, but it's a minor gripe. Oh boy, well tell you what. If I don't repair anything, I'm gonna have to repair the ship a little bit, so I might as well do that. I'm sort of almost terrified to re-roll. But I think I need to. There's a 5, there's a... Okay, well, there goes another die. Oh, God. Let's just contribute that to the repair, I guess. Boy, this is getting worse. This is getting much worse, and she's got a chance at dying in here, too. Jeez! They're so low. I think I got a chance at, though. This is not good. No 3s. Damn it. She could have gotten rid of it, too. Now, the only way I could really have actively avoided that would be to send somebody up here to get some more assists. And unfortunately, that's not really an option. It's just not smart. And I'm probably gonna die here, too. This is about the point where it's like, okay. Okay, yeah. Yep. Well, what are you gonna do? Yeah, it can often just, it piles up so damn fast, and especially when you start to lose crew members, that's about when really just shit goes down.
Who are they? What's going on here? What have we gotten ourselves into?
Oh boy. Well, sure. Let's give everybody all the food. Now, let's be conservative at least. Like, let's pretend that we have a chance. We don't have a chance. It is fucked. Oh, god damn, it's so ridiculous. Alright. So, yeah, as I mentioned, the game is tough. It's really, really, really tough. It's difficult to win ever. So, I'm not surprised at all to see that we are struggling a little bit. I'm gonna reroll this one more time just in case. There's a 6. Alright, awesome. We got one. We got one down, and now we're gonna go kill ourselves. He doesn't even deploy there, so he's not even willing to go out in a blaze of suffocating glory. There he goes. Good job. Good old Gene. And thus, the Iktari drifted into pieces. And that's it. And this is Tharsis. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this on my channel. It's a game I'm really enjoying, and I'd love to play a few runs with you guys if you're interested. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like on the video as well if you enjoyed it. Appreciate that a lot. And feel free to subscribe if this is your first time here and you like what you see. Subscribe to the Baer channel for all kinds of gaming videos and stuff. My name is Baer. I'll see you next time.